All right, everyone. This week on Top 5, we got a good one. We're listing our favorite Beatles songs. But Ernie's got some special rules. We'll talk about them soon.
Welcome to Top 5 with Joey Cassata. Starring Joey Cassata.
Team Jesus, my friend. Am I walking around, Park?
Co-starring Ernie Palooza. And the Doctor, Tommy Snyder.
Goddamn.
Now here's your host, Joey Cassata.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Top 5. I'm your host, Joey Cassata.
And I'm Billy Shears.
You are not Billy Shears. You could be a Ringo.
I'll be proud.
And a very super extra special Greek guest we have with us tonight. We got Playground. I was going to say former Playground guitarist, but that's not true. Playground is still active, baby. Playground guitarist, Steve K. What's up, Steve?
What's up? Thanks for having me, man. Appreciate it.
What's up, Steve? Obviously, we still stay in touch after all these years. We just had the 30th anniversary of our Playground show at L'Amour's. We were texting back and forth, right?
Yeah, we were. I keep trying to change my number, but you keep tracking me down, and it's just no getting away from you. Jesus Christ, take a hint.
Playground's manager, Ernie, will never let you escape. You know that.
No. It's like The Godfather. It pulls you back in, one of those things. But yeah.
I could argue with the whole saying you're still a current member than a former. You did quit.
I did quit.
He's back. If you
I'm
remember,
back, baby.
We had a rehearsal a couple of years ago, and we kicked ass, and Steve was there, and we're back better than ever, baby. 30th anniversary tour coming up.
30 years, yeah, man. Wow, jeez, Christ.
And for everyone out there too, we are working on a Playground reunion show for the three fans that care. We trust me, it's coming. We're trying to track down Brendan, God rest his soul. We had DeVito on last week, Steve. We did our top 5 albums of all time with DeVito a couple weeks ago.
Get out.
Oh, it was a complete train wreck. Wow. DeVito and Snyder were hammered by the end of the episode.
What, top five Beatles or top 5 Playground?
No.
Because that's pretty much half of our repertoire.
You're right.
Solid 10 songs. After 3.5 years of playing together, we got a solid 10 song set list.
Listen, but they're 10 hits. Doesn't matter how many songs you have and how many good ones you have.
They're all classics. Yeah, definitely.
And don't forget the classic Shadows.
Oh. God, yes, yeah. Please tell me that you edited and put that in, because that is a.
I just inserted it.
Okay, all right. That just start every episode you do on your podcast. You start with a what?
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that, but you moron just told us you've never watched an episode of our show. We're about 30 episodes in. Ernie's obviously my co-host. He's on the opening credits, but Snyder's on so often that we put Snyder on the opening credits too. And one of the little clips I use for him is his Third Heart scream. You remember that one?
Yeah. You sure he wants to keep that one?
Tell the story behind that. Go ahead.
All right. So here we are in Staten Island, and we're cutting our masterpiece of a hit single that was going to be aired during a talent show that was supposedly going to be viewed by Whitney Houston's then manager. So we had to get the demo just right, and it was going to be like a whole big break and whatnot. So we're in the middle of cutting this track, and the name of the song was Third Heart. It's a really good piece. We all worked hard on it. We all wrote some really cool parts on it. And Tommy wanted to showcase his range. Now, Tommy's got a solid voice, and he wanted to show how high he could places falsetto in the song. Mind you, the song didn't really call for falsetto in that particular part. It was like a very kind of soft part, and all of a sudden he you know, it's da 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 da, and then all of a sudden it's wah. And in the middle of the take, the producer, while he's taking it, he turns around, he looks at it, and he's like, "Are you sure you want to keep that?"
and we said he's got his heart set on it.
He's got his heart set on it.
Got his third heart set on it.
He's got his heart set on it.
Right. Not only did he have to go falsetto for a nice, beautiful part, he had to do a falsetto scream.
Yeah. It wasn't like light. It was like, wow. You know, if you had the wine glass, it would have shattered the wine glass. It was that kind of falsetto. It was like he punched it. Yeah.
And for everyone who wants to hear that, that's the opening of our show. Tommy, the doctor, on the opening of our show, his little scream in the beginning. That's exactly what we're talking about. Steve, I used the video clip of the Third Heart video.
Oh God, no, you didn't.
Yeah, it's great.
Oh, good Lord.
Oh yeah.
That's the one with us on our knees. When we dropped it. Oh,
that's hours upon hours of rehearsing to get those moves right.
Your secret in a darkened grave, side by side with all the shame. So if you cry as I'm singing the song, think about it, baby, you could have been wrong.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we nailed it. All right. I hope Whitney Houston's manager really appreciated all the hard effort we put in. But all right, I digress. Take it away.
There's 2 full chapters in my book about that debacle.
Yeah. Well, where would you be without Playground and Whitney Houston's manager and Tommy Snyder's falsetto? God only knows.
It's a gift, that falsetto.
All right, so tonight, all 3 of us are really big Beatles fans.
Yes.
And we decided to list our favorite Beatles songs. But of course, we had to get, obviously all our rules, especially most of the rules, just so you know, come from Ernie. When we do our top 5 lists, Ernie always texts me back 12 rules. Well, we can't do this. We have to exclude this. We have to do that. Give us our rules for tonight, Ern.
Uh-oh. Fire away, buddy.
Well, nothing from the Ones album, obviously.
Okay.
And also, I chose several other songs that are not on the Ones that also really shouldn't be chosen because we'll have the same list otherwise.
Okay. Which songs were those?
Songs are not allowed. Strawberry Fields Forever.
Obviously.
While My Guitar Gently Weeps.
Yeah, okay.
I Saw Her Standing There.
Mm-hmm.
Twist and Shout. Norwegian Wood. In My Life.
Mm.
And obviously, A Day in the Life.
What about Here Comes the Sun? Is that on the Ones?
Here Comes the Sun is still up for grabs.
That is on the board, up for grabs.
No.
So, just so you know, right, so the Ones album, Ernie, for people who don't know, maybe they're not big Beatles fans.
Yeah.
Those are all the #1 Beatles hits, right? Yeah. Those are all reached #1 in America or the world, Ern?
There's I always assumed it was America, but there's a couple of other songs that weren't #1, like Yellow Submarine is on it.
Right.
Rigby as well. Huge radio hit stuff.
So
right. Sure.
That's our only criteria. Right. I'm not sure why Ernie #1s. I couldn't agree more. Yeah. But those other few songs, I agree. I probably would have chosen 1 or 2 of those. But there is another handful of songs. Steve mentioned one of them. Might definitely probably on my list, just so you know, because I'm a big George Harrison fan. So when we make our picks, we're not doing deep cuts. We're just doing our favorite songs that are excluded from the list that Ernie has provided. Right?
The Ernie list.
The Ernie rules.
The Ernie rules.
Here Comes the Sun is not on my list, so I'm willing to take it off. I don't mind.
No. We're leaving that song on, just so you know.
It stays. All right. It's fair game now. Okay. I didn't put it on because I automatically assumed that you guys would want to exclude it. But yeah, no, it's fine. We can leave it on the table. I mean, there's still so much to choose from. And also we should like point out that we're not excluding the One songs because they're not good. They're obviously classic. It's just too easy. And we want to make things as hard as we possibly can.
Right. Not only do we want to make them as hard as we possibly can, but we would all have probably the same choices. We would at least mix and match some of our choices. Now, there's plenty more that are, I think, too obvious. I went with some of them because I'm not going to be. There are some people on this podcast, Ernie,
Yes.
that they like to be very smart with their picks. Ernie likes to be the guy that knows better than everyone else. You know that, Steve.
Yeah. Ernie? No. Stop.
It's my curse. It's not easy to be so smart.
Are you gonna pick like one of those like Japanese exclusive singles on the B side that only reached? Is it gonna be one of those that no one's ever heard of?
Something like that. I will guarantee there's at least 2 Beatles songs on Ernie's list that I don't even know.
It's gonna be like John Lennon singing something in French. Like,
you are wrong.
oh, okay, all right.
It's 3.
3. Why am I not surprised?
All right, let's start this madness off. Steve, you're going first. You're our special guest. Number 5.
Thank you. All right, number 5. Now, number 5 would be my
5th choice.
5th choice, not my number 1 choice.
We're going up.
Oh, geez. All right, now I want to let you know I have quite a few songs on my list, so no.
It's called Top 5. That's the name of the show.
Tough one. All right, I'm gonna put this out there, and this may sound like an odd choice, but there's a reason for it. I'm gonna put Helter Skelter at number 5.
Ooh, okay.
And I have a reason for it. Obviously, it's a great song. It's a heavy song, but I also think it should be out there because it kind of might have been like the first heavy metal song. If you think about it, it came out, late 60s? It was 68, 69, right?
The White Album, right, Ern?
White Album, right. So came out 68, 69. This was pre-Sabbath, or like right around the time that heavy metal was big, right? And to me, it's the screaming, the loud guitars, the driving drums. I think it might very well be the very first heavy metal song that, maybe the Beatles get credit for so many other things, and that maybe this is one thing that they overlook. So I will put that as my number 5, Helter Skelter.
Listen, I will preface this with, I can't imagine I'm going to argue any of these picks because there's almost no Beatles songs that I don't like. So I think it's a great pick. I overlooked it, but you're right. Just for historic purposes, maybe that is the first metal, song. Who's screaming at the end? He's got blisters on his fingers.
I got
John?
blisters on my fingers. I think it's John. Yeah.
I got blisters on my fingers.
Yes.
That's a terrible British accent, but I tried it anyway. Ernie, what do you think of this song?
It's great. I wanted to say one thing about the song, just a story that just popped up about the song. That Paul McCartney wrote it as a response to Pete Townsend, who was bragging that they wrote the heaviest song ever with "I Can See for Miles."
Really?
Okay.
McCartney said, "Oh yeah, well, okay, I'll try to up it."
Not to open up a whole, argument between who's better, the Who or the Beatles, but I think Helter Skelter is a heavier song than I Can See for Miles. No.
Well, Helter Skelter wasn't out yet. He wrote it.
Right, yeah.
Well,
Okay.
hold on.
Yeah.
So I Could See for Miles came out first or no?
Yeah.
I don't know. Did it? Okay.
Yes.
And just to stop you right there, there's no argument who's better, the Who or the Beatles. The Beatles are way better. If anything, this is going to be a hot take right here. I actually think the Who are a smidge overrated.
Ooh. And for a drummer, I mean, that's.
I'll even go further. I think Keith Moon is a little smidge overrated.
There's going to be some serious controversy.
From the other side of the room.
Exactly. What's going to happen? Your podcast is going to be banned in the UK already.
But I think it's so interesting. Paul McCartney, who the Beatles were so huge in the whole world, cared. I mean, how small is England? They're what do they all live next to each other?
England is small. Think of one of the states. Think of like New Jersey. That's how big England is.
Yeah, about right.
So if you have all those bands coming out of New Jersey battling, there's a competition there.
Yeah.
What the heck was in the water in England in the 60s?
I gotta tell you, man, they put out some great bands, though. Jesus.
It's nothing to compare to the water in Brooklyn
Oh,
in the late 80s, early 90s with Playground, Checkmate, Two Gun Cupid,
Naked
Gypsy.
Nice hats.
Nice hats, baby. 30 years, it's still good. It's still funny.
It's still funny, yeah, after all this time.
All right, Ern, what do you got? Number 5.
As you know, the way I do this crap is I make a big list of all my possible songs and keep whittling it down to 5. I just noticed my top 5 are all from only 2 albums.
Wow.
I didn't plan it this way, but they happen to be my 2 favorite Beatle albums, so I guess it makes sense. All right, enough of that. Number 5, For No One from Revolver.
Yeah, great song. Yeah.
We all love Enough's Enough here.
Yeah.
For me, what Enough's Enough does the best is about writing songs about the period when a relationship is over, but the ties are still not totally broken.
Yeah.
That end part. I know, I think Donnie V used to call them anti-love songs, but I guess that can mean anything. For No One from the Beatles is the influence for half of Enough's Enough's catalog, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
The love is gone, but they're still living together.
Yeah.
He's holding on like for something that obviously isn't coming. I mean, he's crying for no one, basically.
A love that should have lasted years.
Yep.
So wait a second. Repeat what you said. All 5 of your songs are from 2 albums only?
Yeah.
All right. So we know Revolver. I'm going to guess it's either Rubber Soul or Abbey Road. That's what I'm going to guess. What do you think, Steve? What's the other album?
I think he's a Rubber Soul guy.
Maybe.
I'll give you a hint. One of you is right.
Well, it's definitely one of those. Even though, wow, no Sgt Pepper songs, Ern, huh?
Well, I had a big list and I just kept crossing songs off.
Oh, me too. I have a giant list.
Yeah.
It just happened that way.
I had For No One actually was one of the songs on my list.
Me too.
I love the way, not only the way he walks the bass line, dun, 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 like the way the bass line walks, but the French horn, like the way
it's so good.
It's the way they do it in the middle and the way they fade it out at the end of the song. It's just so, it's such a beautiful, and also it's like almost like it's written from like a third party's like point of view. Like it's, I don't know, it's just something, it's really cool. It's like he's looking at the relationship from a distance, but while it's happening, like the whole approach to it is like lyrically and melodically like just a beautiful song. I had that on my list. It was like one of the songs up there.
You know, as big of a Beatle fan as I am, you know what I always have trouble doing? I have trouble knowing if it's Paul or John singing sometimes.
You know what? For me, it's more George and John. I can
Really?
Yeah, like who was it? No Way Man. No Way Man is on my list, and
Right. That's
John,
John, right?
That's John. But no, wait. Is it John?
That's definitely not George.
No, I
Not
think that's
George.
a John song.
Yeah.
It's a John song. Okay. For some reason, I thought it might have been George singing it, and I don't know why. There's something. There's a quality to his voice that always kind of throws. But they also, like harmonize so well that a lot of times you can't even,
Right. There's almost never one vocal, right?
Yeah. There's
Right.
a lot going on vocally, and yeah, it's easy to I don't know, to mix it up. At least I think it is. I don't know.
Listen, Ern, great pick, but and it's a great Revolver pick, but I'm going to do you one better.
Ooh.
My number 5, also off of Revolver, my 3rd favorite Beatle record. And I'm going to go, and this is an absolutely fabulous Ringo song. I teach it all the time. It's what a great feel. And I want Ernie to repeat this because Ernie's going to be classic saying this title. She said, she said. Ernie, say it.
She said it.
Yes.
Great song.
I also have a
You
funny
hurt me with that
feeling
one.
this might be on Ernie's list.
Yeah, you hurt me on that one.
Ernie looks a little depressed. I see a little tear coming. I see a little tear like the Indian on that old that Coke commercial coming down his face.
Did you take one of your songs, Ernie?
I'm gonna pretend you didn't say that song.
Well, I will tell you, you guys already blew my number one earlier, so don't feel bad.
Oh, fair enough. Which one was your number one?
I can't tell you. I'll tell you later.
Oh, Here Comes the Sun.
You mother.
Here
Here comes your ass. That's what's coming.
comes your ass.
So again, she said oh my, I mean,
Good song,
again, any of these songs off Revolver, you can't go
Yeah.
wrong with. But the feel and the Ringo beat, everything about this song is. And let me tell you something.
Great song.
As much as I just said Keith Moon was overrated, Ringo is that far underrated. He is.
Wow.
He is a phenomenal drummer. He's a guy. I challenge any drummer out there. Cover a Ringo song, copy a Ringo song, a Beatles song, and play it with the same feel that Ringo has.
What is it about his playing that has
He's
that quality to it? Like what?
he's in a weird way. It's not obviously the drums are not a melodic instrument; it's a rhythmic instrument. But Ringo plays them very melodic. Ringo's drum beats, "Ticket to Ride," "She Said," all of these songs have their own melody to them in a weird sense. And the way he plays, and we covered this on another episode, Ringo is a lefty playing a right-handed drum kit. So stuff that he does when he leads with his left, he plays them unorthodox because he's a lefty playing a right-handed drum kit. So just some of the stuff that he does, obviously the early stuff, the shuffle rock and roll stuff is just regular, but some of the later Beatles stuff, starting around Help and then, Rubber Soul, Revolver, going into Sgt Pepper, then getting even weirder into the other albums.
Right.
He does such texture stuff throughout the records. It's so hard to duplicate.
Huh. Wow. Okay. So he's a lefty playing a righty kit.
Yeah.
What was that like? What like prompted? See, I never really I was
Well,
so into John and Paul, and George. I never really delved into the whole process of
Ringo, right.
yeah, like what
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened, why he did that, but even for me, like as a drum teacher and that it gives lessons to hundreds of kids, I if a lefty drummer comes in, if he already doesn't know how to play, if he knows how to play, then I'll teach him lefty. But if he doesn't know how to play yet and he's left-handed, I will teach him on a right-handed drum kit.
Huh. Okay.
Just because, same way, just because you're a lefty, do you have a left-handed piano?
No, yeah,
No. It's the same thing. So lefty drummers are torture when you do shows with them because they literally have to rearrange the drum kit. So
right.
it's so hard for other drummers to jump on the stage and use that same drum kit. So I teach all my lefty drummers right-handed on the drum kit.
That's interesting because I have a lot of students that or had quite a few students that were lefties, and their parents, when I started teaching them, insisted that they learn righty for the same reason, that in case they're out and about, the odds of finding a left-handed guitar are very slim. And I was always like, oh man, like I always felt like, oh, you're taking away the artistic integrity from the person. But I guess I see it. Yeah, it kind of, like it's a personal choice. I wouldn't force anyone to do it, but yeah, I can understand that. That's pretty wild.
All right, Greek, what do you got? Number 4.
All right. Number 4. All right. I am going to put, wow. What am I going to put number 4? I don't want to, all right, hold on.
I'll give you a little hint. If you take something off Revolver, there's a good chance Ernie has it, so you could steal his picks. And I think Abbey Road too. That's my guess.
All right. I'm gonna put a George Harrison song on there that I bet Ernie probably had on his list. Need You. I Need You.
Motherfucker.
I was on your list. So there's something just melodically cool about what he's doing with that song. Like, I love George Harrison. He's like one of my favorite Beatles.
Yeah,
I mean,
know.
only 4.
Yeah,
there's something about him. He just the volume swells on the guitar. Like,
copying the melody. Oh, it's so good.
It's just brilliant. And he has he's playing. He's like he's doing like suspended chords. He's going, and then he whips out this dominant seventh. You know, you don't realize. Na, na, na. He's playing all these like he's playing all these suspension chords and love you all the time. And then he comes out with a dominant seventh. Need you, like he whips out that chord out of nowhere. And I love, like, it's just like bam, like right in your face, and you're just like, how does he?
And the
work,
volume swells. If you notice too, again, you're talking your guitar talk. I'll talk rhythmic talk. The volume swells, if you notice, are slightly out of time with "Need You." Wah, wah,
Yes,
wah. It's slightly behind the beat, and it's magic.
Yeah, it really textures the whole thing so much. I love it. Yeah,
Do me a favor, pick another pick, because I have a feeling I'm gonna edit that one out for you, because that's gonna be on my list. I'm kidding.
Yeah,
I'm kidding. Get out of here.
It's your podcast. We're like, oh, sorry, technical difficulty.
I never thought someone was picking a freaking Harrison song off of Help. Never.
No, when you were doing the volume swells, making that sound with your voice, you sound like Matthew Perry in that new Friends reunion thing.
Oh, I didn't. Is it on yet?
I never saw
but I suppose everybody's thinking he's drunk or something.
I didn't see it. You son of a bitch! Why did I ask you on this podcast, you bastard? I
needed you to pick that. By the way,
yeah. My top two picks, Harrison picks, gone. Thanks, boys.
Hey, next week we're doing top 5 favorite Beatles.
Top 5 favorite Beatles?
I know who my number one is. And it's the guy you just named, you son of a bitch. Go ahead, Ernie. I hate Steve already.
Number 4.
Please.
Chosen by me.
Uh-oh.
My number 4 is Oh, Darling from Abbey Road.
Nope.
As you two know in particular, at the playground practices, every time I get a hold of a microphone with no music, you know, acapella, this is the song I start singing. I have a few go-to songs for karaoke, as we all know, but this would be the ultimate Ernie song to do, actually, in karaoke.
Yeah, he really belts it out. He really, like, boom, it's like in your face. Yeah, that's an Ernie song. I can see. I should, you know what? We should have a podcast where we predict what the other person's favorite song is going to be, just by knowing who they are and what they're about. Yeah, that's an Ernie song. I can see that.
Ernie, I'm sure you know this answer. Roughly how many Beatles songs are there? There's got to be almost 500 Beatles. How many Beatles songs are there? 300? 300?
No, probably less than 150. There's
Really?
only 8 albums, right? 8 albums?
No, yeah, but with all the singles and the B cuts and all that stuff. All right, let's call it 200. Let's call it 200.
Okay.
How from 200 Beatles songs we could choose from? How all my picks gone already?
This is fun.
Now to me, Oh Darling, I don't know, and just so you know, this is why Ernie's rules are horse shit. Because Oh Darling should have been on that extra little 5-6 song list that he took off the board, but he left it there. You know why? So he could talk about it.
He could take it.
Not only is that not true, there was a song I forgot to put on the list that I should have, and I knew it was too late to get in touch with you, but I kept it off my list. I Am the Walrus. I Am the Walrus should have been on the list as well. But I knew when I thought of it, it was too late. I play fair. You don't play fair, Joe.
Don't you dare say I Am the Don't you dare say I Am the Walrus should have been on and Oh Darling shouldn't have been.
I Am the Walrus is a radio classic. Whatever. AOR radio, whatever that
exactly. Some weird radio station you're listening to. All right, listen, I'm pivoting. I don't care. It's my show. Oh Darling was my next pick. You asshole. Oh, Darling was my next pick. I'm going to pivot and go off the same record. And there's no way anyone has this. This has always been a personal favorite of mine. This was on my honorable mentions. I'm throwing it in this because basically my top 5 is gone now with you two morons. So this is an odd one. And I don't know why I love it so much, but I absolutely love Mean Mr. Mustard.
Okay.
From Clue.
It's I don't know
The
what it
library
is.
with the pipe wrench.
Ernie. It's I hate to give him credit, but Ernie really got me into the Beatles.
Mhm.
And when we would drill Abbey Road over and over and over again, for something about Mean Mr. Mustard, what is it about? And that is it even 2 minutes? The song, I don't even know.
It's barely 1 minute.
Right. So again, it wouldn't have made my top 5. Oh Darling was here, but it was one of my honorable mentions. It's just there's such a hook to it. I don't know what it is about the song. I believe it's a John song, right? And it's just a weird, catchy song.
Weird and catchy definitely describes the Beatles, man. That's them.
It also describes Ernie.
Maybe just weird for Ernie. I don't know about catchy.
So I'm going with that. I took my Oh Darling off the list, which should have been outlawed, Oh Darling, but Ernie had to say his karaoke story.
Go in there and grab it. Yeah.
Yep. So I got Mean Mr. Mustard at number 4. What do you got, Steve? Number 3.
Number 3. Number 3. All right. Let me see what you guys have taken from me. It took for no one. God, this is so hard to do. This is tough. All right, you know what? Since we're on the topic of weird and catchy, I've always liked this song. I have no idea why. I'm not even 100% sure of what it means because it sounds like it's gibberish half the time. It's a Lennon song. All Across the Universe.
Yeah.
There's something really melodic and trippy about it. I don't know why. But I dig this song. There's something.
That's on Let It Be, right?
Yeah, it's on Let It Be. And there's just something like it's so spacey, like it swims around there, and then like it just, just out of nowhere, you hear like this weird phrase, and it's what some kind of Hindu kind of bohemian kind of like, sort of mystic sort of saying that's supposed to calm you down or whatever. I'm not really even 100% sure what it means, but there's something like really like trippy, but yet melodic about it. Like you could just, it's like close your eyes, stare at the sky, and like, oh yeah, I get it, man. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I love that song. I agree. I love that song, but I don't think it's as trippy as you're trying to make it sound. There are some Beatles songs, especially some Harrison weird sitar songs that are too trippy for even me. But
Right.
Across the Universe, I think it's a great melody. It's just a very chill, relaxed song. I love it.
Unique, just a unique melody. It's just something really, I don't know, something about it that's very primal. Sometimes you just can't put it into words why you like something, but
Right.
That's like one of those tunes that I'm like, wow. I'll hear that every now and then. I'll be like, oh, man, I feel like I'm floating around. Ernie, weigh in.
There's no love for the Let It Be album in my home.
Wow.
Meaning from you too, or the kids, or Colleen? Who?
The whole family.
Wow.
What about you?
I got no pull here.
That's true.
Really?
I gotta tell you, I think Let It Be is very underrated. I got a couple of Let It Be songs as my honorable mentions.
Ah, okay. Did they make your list, or are they just up there?
Nah, I mean, they didn't make the top 5. I mean, I might have to use them when you guys pull. I only have one song left that hasn't been said. And Ernie's not going to say it because it's not on an album. He's only using stuff from Revolver and Abbey Road now, I know. But yeah, I had like Two of Us. Two of Us is a great song. Even Dig a Pony is great.
Two of Us is good stuff.
Yep. All right, Aaron, what do you got?
Take it away, buddy.
Number 3. I think I know your number 3. If I'm giving process of elimination, we only got Revolver and Abbey Road. Go ahead.
My number 3 is She Said, She Said.
Ooh, good. I like that.
I really have no idea what he means when he sings, "You're making me feel like I've never been born." Maybe he means C-section.
Somehow, I don't think he does.
Why don't we have our listeners write in and ask, and we'll do a poll online. Do we think that that's what is that a Paul song, right? Is that what
Well,
Paul
that's
is?
gotta be Lennon.
Is
That's
that a
gotta be-
Lennon song?
Gotta be Lennon, yeah.
Is that what John is singing about in that song? Is he singing about C-sections?
Yeah, it could be. Maybe he is.
It's one of my favorite. It's number 3. It's one of my favorite Beatles songs.
Yeah.
It's incredible. I didn't like that you liked it so much.
Oh my God, I love that song. And I'm happy I picked it. And I'm glad, I just don't understand how we have hundreds of Beatles songs to choose from. We got rid of all the number 1 hits and all the big songs, and we're still copying each other's picks. It's
We're
unbelievable.
still fighting for the same songs.
I got a feeling my next 2 is not going to be chosen.
I feel like picking a song off my list just to ruin Ernie's list, but I won't.
I think you should do it. I think he deserves it.
There's a song that I call, if you remember in Vegas, Ern, I like it. It's Raw, but I'm not going to use that one. I have a feeling that's on your list. You know the one I'm talking about?
Yes.
Is it on your list?
No.
Ooh. I was talking about She's So Heavy. I want you. But so my number, what are we up to? 3. This is the only one I have left that no one mentioned yet. It's off my favorite Beatles record, Rubber Soul. To me, Rubber Soul is the reason why it's my favorite Beatle record. It still has the innocence of early Beatles from, Beatles for Sale and Hard Day's Night and early Beatles songwriting, but it's maturing up to the newer Beatles level. Once you hit Revolver, Sgt Pepper, and then once you get to Magical Mystery Tour, they go off the edge a little bit for me. There's still great stuff in there, but I like the innocence of Rubber Soul still. And maybe my favorite song on the record, you ask me tomorrow, it might be something different. Girl, just a beautiful, just a great song.
I should have picked that one. How did I let that one slip by me? Damn it. It's a good one.
Yeah, love it. I mean, I could have picked so much on this record, but I went with that one today.
That's a good one.
You know what lyric in Girl I really find interesting? Let me tell you. When they say she's looking good, she acts like it was understood. I'm glad no other band ever stole that.
I like the girl. He's like, girl.
Girl.
I love that.
I always get the feeling that she's like a strutting.
No, what?
I think he was on the fence
Like
about
a
singing
strutter.
this.
I don't know what you're saying, Ernie. Just so you know, if anything is coincidental between the Beatles and Kiss, the Beatles ripped Kiss off.
Definitely.
They probably, were in some kind of early Kiss rehearsal and heard them do Strutter, Ernie.
That explains it, yes.
All right, Greek. Number 2. What do you got?
Number 2. Oh gosh. All right. God. All right.
I still can't believe you took I Need You. I'm so upset.
You know what? I wanna use this song because I know it's probably on Joe's list, and I want to ruin the rest of his list.
No, my list is already gone. I only have 2 left. You 2 know them.
It's already
I
all
have
right.
2 left. Number 1 and number 2.
Yeah, I only have 2 left. No, I have 2 picks left. I mean,
Okay.
I know what my number 1 is going to be. So
You would know.
number 2, I'll put down as Taxman. I like
Wait.
Taxman.
Taxman's not on number 1 on ones.
It's not on ones. You guys dropped the ball on that one.
Oh, maybe not. Ernie looks a little upset. Could be on Ernie's list.
Ernie, was it on your list?
No.
Another George song.
Great song.
Again.
But George, wait. But George doesn't sing it. He wrote it, right?
No, I think he sings on it. I think he sang it too.
No, he doesn't sing it, right, Ern?
Ernie, look it up.
No, that's Paul, I think.
You could be right.
I'm pretty sure that's Paul. I know it's a George song, but I'm pretty sure Paul sings that.
Or maybe he just harmonizes it with him. Because I think the whole thing is pretty much harmonized, isn't it?
Yeah, but I don't think it's George.
Somebody double check it. Got their phone out.
George don't play the guitar solo either. That's
Really?
McCartney on the guitar solo.
No kidding.
George couldn't figure it out in time. He gave up.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, look that up, Greek. I'm not sure.
All right, hold on. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna look it up right now. Taxman. Who sang Taxman?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, first song off Revolver. One of the best bass lines ever. Incredible.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys. I thought for sure one of you guys would have grabbed that one, but
Yeah, I just honestly I overlooked it because I thought for sure I didn't even look at number ones. I kind of know what's on there. I thought Taxman was on there. So Ernie, what from Revolver is on ones?
Eleanor Rigby, Yellow Submarine. That might be it.
That's it. And then you did what did you take from Revolver off? Nothing, right?
For No One and She Said.
No, not your picks, your rule.
let's see. Who sang?
Nothing.
Nothing, right?
Revolver is the greatest of all Beatles albums.
Third greatest. It's still pretty damn good.
Let's see.
I think you know why I don't think it's the greatest.
Tomorrow Never Knows. Revolver is perfect.
No, but you can't say it's perfect with Tomorrow Never Knows. Tomorrow Never Knows is not really listenable. It's not. Come on. When was the last time you listened to that?
I don't like it as much as the other songs on the album, but
Yeah.
Have you?
George Harrison was lead vocals on Taxman.
Shut up.
Yeah, I'm serious. According to Wikipedia, so I mean, who knows?
Oh, they don't know anything. That's like asking Ernie.
Harrison's lead vocal and Lennon and McCartney doing backing tracks. According to this, I mean, again, it could be off, but
Ernie, you knew that or no?
I know everything.
You did not know Harrison sang that. Shut up.
You don't want to know what else I know? McCartney's guitar solo is in Tomorrow Never Knows in reverse.
Is that true?
The tape is played backwards to the guitar solo for Tomorrow Never Knows.
is it?
It's a guitar solo from Taxman. I know everything.
I'm looking this up right now. Hold on.
Double check me, but yeah, they're saying that he did the lead vocals, and then George and John and
that's what Wiki says.
But it's so hard to tell with them sometimes because they harmonize so well, and the songs are so great that sometimes you don't even pay attention to. So you get so caught up in the song that you can't really
Yeah, it says right here on Beatles.com, George Harrison lead vocals. Lead vocals, lead guitar, Ernie.
Ernie.
I said guitar solo.
No, you're right. Paul McCartney lead guitar solos, you bastard. I hate you.
How bizarre is that? So
I can't believe that I did not know George sang Taxman.
I knew he sang. I wasn't sure he did the leads, but I was pretty sure he sang one. Yeah, they were so well at intertwining those melodies and those harmonies that sometimes you don't know where one guy starts, the other one ends, and they're just, I mean, that's why they were the greatest.
They were no playground, but they were good.
Well, yeah, I mean, let's not,
I'll give you that.
All right, Ernie, what do you got? Number 2.
My number 2, which I could be positive nobody in here has, from Abbey Road, You Never Give Me Your Money.
Really?
Great song.
If I was allowed to count the Abbey Road medley as one choice, all those songs together, then it would be my number 1. But
well, that's all of side 2, right?
Except for Here Comes the Sun and Because.
Right.
Even with Sun King, I still would say that bunch, and that bunch together is my favorite thing in all of Beatle history.
Sun King is the reason why Abbey Road is not number 1, probably 2 for me. You got those clunkers, Tomorrow Never Knows. You got Sun King. Rubber Soul is perfect.
There's a new ordering that just came out maybe 10 years ago of Abbey Road. Her Majesty is now placed between Mr. Mustard and Polythene Pam.
Really?
It's even better now.
It works? Oh, really?
It's better. It's the way it was supposed to be.
Right.
Record company always screws stuff up for some reason back then.
Interesting.
And when Carry That Weight kicks in, come on.
Oh, I mean, Abbey Road is absolutely phenomenal. Phenomenal.
Yeah.
What's right before Abbey Road? White Album?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
Well, they recorded Let It Be in between. but
Right.
They didn't like it. They
Right.
shelved the whole album.
Abbey Road is technically the last recordings and songwritings, right? That's the last, even though Let It Be came out after.
Yeah, Abbey Road was the last recorded album.
God, what can you imagine? That was their last album. It's pretty good finale.
Yeah, and not a bad way to go out.
Holy God. Whew. All right, my number 2. Steve already stole it. It's I can't believe you picked the song because I thought for sure nobody knows I Need You. Even the whole Help album to me is so overlooked. I Need You is it's a perfect song. It's so good. I love Harrison's songwriting. I love his vocal. It's so good. I'm going to say another one just because you picked it. I know that's usually the doctor's MO. I usually don't do this. I Need You is my number 2. That's my list. But just because I want to say another one, I'm going to go with Nowhere Man.
I was going to pick that one. I was going to pick that one.
One of my favorites off my favorite record of all time, of my Beatles favorite record. It's just a perfect song. Again, it's one of those songs, much like Oh Darling. If Ernie had those, chunk of songs that he wanted to take off the list too, to me, Nowhere Man would have been more acceptable, Ernie. I'm surprised you went with Norwegian Wood and not Nowhere Man.
I should have took Nowhere Man off too, to be honest.
And Taxman. You should have taken Taxman off.
Yeah, Taxman too.
Yeah,
Nowhere Man actually did hit the charts. It went like the number 3 in America. So it came close.
It's so good.
Yeah. Those harmonies crush it. I mean, you took away Paperback Writer, so I couldn't do the harmonies for that. I was like,
Paperback Writer has to.
I know.
Oh my God.
Number 1 worldwide.
Probably, I mean, one of the best harmony. I mean, other than Bohemian Rhapsody or something like that, but those harmonies are brilliant. I mean, you can't have that on there. But yeah,
now, what's Paperback Writer on? Is that on Magical Mystery?
I don't.
Or is that a single in between albums?
I don't think that's on any album.
It's just a B-side,
right? They just Beatles were releasing singles, especially in the UK at that time. Still, it's never on one of those official albums, Ern.
As far as I know, no.
Wait, hold on, because I had that on my list. So hold on.
I mean, if it is, it's got to be on Magical Mystery. I would think it's around that time, right? Or
it's not on any Beatle album.
It's not on Rubber Soul.
No.
Definitely not.
No, definitely.
Is it on a B-side of something that was released from Rubber Soul? Maybe.
No, I think it's a little later than that.
It's a single. Back in the 60s, singles was something groups would do.
Yeah, but what time period, Ern?
I'm gonna guess 65 or 66. 65 is my guess.
So Rubber Soul is what, 65? And Revolver 66? Or 66, 67?
No, I think they're both 66. Revolver and Rubber Soul.
Yeah, I mean, can you imagine? That's one of their biggest songs, never on one of their records. It's so crazy.
That's crazy. That is nuts. I was gonna pick that. I was between that Taxman and Nowhere Man.
Oh, Taxman is a great one. I'm telling you, I would have definitely picked it. I really thought it was on one.
Yeah. And I figured I'd give you something off of Rubber Soul. So I shouldn't have. I should have just taken it. I should have taken both of them. My number 2 songs.
Listen.
Nowhere Man's a great song.
All right, Steve, we're up to your number 1. Let me read what you have so far. You got number 5, the first heavy metal song, Helter Skelter.
I believe.
Number 4, You Son of a Bitch, I Need You.
I Need You.
Oh, God, it's such a good song.
Yep.
Number 3, All Across the Universe.
Love it.
Off of Let It Be. Number 2, Taxman, and we learned that George sang it. I always knew George wrote it. I did not know he sang it. I like it even more now.
All right.
What do you got? Number 1.
All right. I'm surprised that Ernie did not yank this off the list. And I'm more surprised that it's not on the Ones catalog.
Ooh.
To me, this song is so melodically, structurally perfectly written that it's depressing when I look at the chord arrangements and I can't even fathom how he pieced it together.
Don't do it because you didn't have it on your list in the beginning. Don't you put it on your list now.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it now. I'm gonna put Yesterday.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, Yesterday's on the ones album.
No, Yesterday's on one. Of course it is.
Check it. Double check.
Checking right now. Stop it.
I thought it should be on there too. It's not on there.
That's not possible. Not possible.
That's what I'm saying. I'm surprised you didn't yank it off the list.
It's on here. Yesterday.
Oh,
What the hell's wrong with you?
oh,
What's the matter with you?
God, how did I miss that? Oh,
He didn't check it today.
I checked it a while ago.
Give me another pick, you stupid
I had
idiot.
to check it yesterday.
All right. Okay, hold on.
Yesterday. My God.
I was going to say, if I missed that, Jesus Christ.
Well, my number one is Hey Jude.
Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. All right. All right. So here is a song that I fell in love with, and it was the first time I heard it was on a compilation CD. I heard Need You was on there. For No One was on there, and this song was on there, Leaving Home. And it was on a ballads compilation album. And I don't know if it was Snyder. It was probably Snyder that was constantly playing on rotation. And I don't know. There's something about the string arrangement on it, and the just the story of it, and how, like, the background, the way they're hauntingly singing. The parents are singing about their daughter leaving. Like it's just like a really cool kind of.
That's on. What is that on? Sgt Pepper?
That is on Sgt Pepper, yes. So, but the first time I heard it, I don't know, for whatever reason, was on a Beatles compilation CD. This is when I was this is when, again, during the Erin years, and we were listening to like a lot of. It had to be like ballads and heartbreak songs, and this was one of them that was on heavy rotation when we were hanging out. And
so you know, when you say the Erin years, I think we're still in those years. I think we're still in the Erin years, aren't we?
The Erin decades.
Okay.
So the Erin decades. So
I'll never forget when my wife Madeline, wasn't my wife at the time, first met Tommy in the Hamptons. She came up to the Hamptons. Well, she met Tommy when I met her at Ernie's wedding, and maybe our listeners don't even know that I met my wife at Ernie's wedding.
We have listeners?
Good going, Ernie.
And the first night she was in the Hamptons, if you remember, Ernie, you and I had to go bring back the dog cage to our landlord. You remember?
Yes.
So we went to bring back the dog cage, and Snyder, of course, locked her, in a room and was drinking with her and was talking about his girlfriend that he just broke up with, Erin. Now, you got to remind you, this is 2003. Tommy broke up with Erin, I think, in 1989. So, and Madeline is thinking he literally just broke up with this girl like last week, and he's depressed, and you don't understand, and he's going into the whole spiel how his heart is broken from this girl Erin. And I think years later, Madeline was telling me the story. I'm like, he broke up with her over 10 years before that, right? He's like, what? Anyway, the Erin years continue.
It's only been the last 2 years that I realized that the song is called She's Leaving Home. I thought it was She's Leaving Tom.
So we would be driving around. Remember that white, what was it, like that white Lynx? Who made the car? It was like this little tiny white car.
It's like an Escort, maybe it was called.
Yeah, it was an Escort or a Link. I don't know what the name of the car is, but the thing was like a shoebox, and he had like this tape player in it. There was no bass on it. It was all treble, so it sounded like tin cans coming through the speakers. And this Beatles compilation tape was on heavy rotation, and that was one of the songs that was constantly going on. And so I had that one pretty, drilled into my old noggin.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Still can't believe that. Yeah.
Great pick. I mean, again, it's so funny. Is that the first Sgt. Pepper song?
No,
Nobody
You
picked
mean-
one yet.
Oh, he means
Is
from
it?
today. Not
yeah.
No, not on the record. I mean,
Yeah, yes.
of our picks.
yeah.
Yeah, it might be.
Yeah.
Well, you took out Strawberry Fields. You took out
Strawberry Fields is not on Sgt. Pepper.
Yeah. No, that's on
Strawberry Fields.
Mystery Tour, right?
Day in Life. I'm sorry, you took out Day in Life. You
Yeah.
took out a couple of stuff.
Listen, I think I love Sgt. Pepper. It's an amazing record. I think it's overrated. I don't think it's as good as Rubber Soul, Revolver, Abbey Road. I even like Help better than Sgt. Pepper. I like the White Album better than Sgt. Pepper.
The
It's
problem with
trippy.
Sgt.
There's some
Pepper,
trippy stuff on there that it kind of.
there's two problems with Sgt. Pepper: With or Without You,
Yep.
and Good Morning.
I don't mind Good Morning.
It's not bad. Yeah, Good Morning. It's not bad.
Good morning. Good morning.
It doesn't match up with the rest of the album though.
Yeah.
How about for the benefit of Steve K?
Yeah, listen, I think across the board, it's one of the most, critically acclaimed records ever, right? And probably the Beatles, if people were to say the Beatles' best record, usually people go to Sgt. Pepper, right?
Yeah.
Well, in history, before Sgt. Pepper, albums were something that people put out to dance to, and then suddenly critics were saying it's the first album that's made to be listened to.
Right.
It was a changing of a whole what the idea of what pop meant, pop music. That's what one critic wrote anyway. Yeah.
Ernie is really putting all his knowledge in today's episode. I don't like it. All right, Ern.
Ern, you're number one.
You're number one. Let me write down your list here. Number 5, For No One. Number 4, Oh, Darling. Number 3, She Said. Number 2, You Never Give Me Your Money, which is the surprising pick so far. Number 1, Ern, what do you got?
From Revolver. Here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah, good
Oh,
one.
great song.
Here's my story about this song. When you get married and choose a wedding song, they really make you choose 2 wedding songs. One for the beginning and a second one later in the night for that second dance thing. If me and my wife had to choose 3 songs, which you don't, it would have been Here, There, and Everywhere. It just missed.
Well, what were your first 2?
When I'm 64.
My first wedding song was Grow Old With Me from John Lennon. And my second wedding song was How Deep Is Your Love by the Bee Gees.
Oh.
That's almost as sweet as mine. Mine was I Was Made for Loving You by Kiss and Eye of the Tiger. No, I'm kidding. I don't get
No Rocky theme?
Eye of the Tiger, of course, close enough.
Come on, this song is the prettiest of all Beatles songs. It's the most beautiful song.
I'm not going to go that far. I think Girl is prettier, but this is I'm not going to badmouth this pick. It's a beautiful pick.
It's the only time ever that John Lennon complimented one of Paul's songs.
Is that true?
The only time when John Lennon actually said, "That's a good one, mate." He only said that one time to Paul McCartney ever was with this song.
Yeah, great pick.
All right.
Yeah, I can't believe everything you picked is off Revolver and Abbey Road.
Yeah, really cool.
I had 4 records on mine. So here's mine so far. So my number 5, She Said. Number 4, Oh Darling. I threw in Mean Mr. Mustard just because I didn't want to say the same thing again. Number 3, Girl. Number 2, Womp 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 Womp. I Need You. I put in Nowhere Man just as a safety pick. And number 1, we mentioned it at the beginning of the show. I don't know how it's not on any list. I don't know how Ernie left it off. To me, it's the perfect song. Here Comes the Sun.
Yeah, it's a classic.
Not only is it Harrison, it's, to me, I know Snyder will disagree with me because Snyder wants depressing music. I want feel-good music. I want happy music. When I hear Here Comes the Sun, no matter where I am, a smile comes on my face. I think of happy stuff, and it's just it's a beautiful song.
Yeah. It's no argument here. It's like it's also one of those songs that like a lot of younger kids, if they don't know much about the Beatles, that's like a go-to song that you're like, oh, do you know this? They'll be like, no. Oh, Here Comes the Sun. They're like, oh yeah, I know that one. Like, it's just, there's something about it.
It's just hook after hook after hook. I mean, just from the opening riff, da 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 da, little doll. I mean, it's oh my god, it's off every word in that song is a hook. It's crazy.
Yeah. And it's so well layered. The guitars are really well layered, and it's just a beautiful song. It really is a beautiful song. Yeah, no, it's a good one. I'm surprised Ernie didn't put it on the list, like you said. Ernie, you dropped the ball on that one, buddy.
Yeah, I think you're right. Now, okay, I'm putting that on the list now. You can't be used that one.
I can't believe that was the first thing we mentioned on the episode. Hey, Here Comes the Sun is off the list, right? I was like this. Oh, here we go. That was my number one. I was like, really? Here we go.
That's all right. At least you didn't pick something that was already on the Ones album.
That's a good point.
That's what you did.
I was joking.
All right, so let's give one or two. Steve, give me two more honorable mentions. Two more that almost made the list but didn't quite make it.
Okay. I had Carry That Weight on there because I love that song. I had Nowhere Man on there as well. Let's see. I like, there's something about Hard Day's Night that I like. I like that rock and roll feel to it.
Yeah,
so
but Hard Day's Night is on one, right?
No. I picked I Should Have Known Better.
The album you mean? Yeah.
With a girl like you. There's something about that song. I like the hook on it.
Well, that's a great one. That's a great one.
Yeah, I dig that song a lot.
Hey.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Yeah, I forgot about that one. I actually forgot about that whole album for some reason.
Yeah,
I didn't go back that far.
Well, that's one of my favorite Beatle albums.
It's such a good album. It's just like simple rock and roll, but it's like, it's just good. It's very hook driven. It's very, you can pick anything off of there. And it's
yeah.
It's Jangle Pop.
What happened?
It's like,
What about you, man?
What about you, Ern? What do you got? A couple honorable mentions here.
There's one song that I think the Beatles didn't even realize what they had. It was so ahead of its time that they kind of threw it away and they didn't put a pre-chorus on it. Is You've Got to Hide Your Love Away.
Oh God, it's so good.
I think they kind of threw that away. They're like, they didn't even complete it. If it had a pre-chorus, it would be an incredible, one of the top songs. But it's ahead of the time.
It's so good.
It's so ahead of its time.
Hey, you got it. Oh, it's so good.
But they weren't doing any folk songs back then. It didn't come to Rubber Soul. That's why. So I put that. Some other honorable mentions. I Am the Walrus.
Okay.
Yeah, I like it, but it was never one of my favorite songs.
You Won't See Me.
Yeah.
Not a good song. Yeah.
And probably my most interesting choice is Sexy Sadie.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's the White Album, right?
Yeah. I had a feeling nobody would know that one, so I thought that.
I
love the sound, the background music of that song and everything.
Nobody picked up Pretty Rita Mita Maid?
I got some. So one of my honorable mentions off the White Album, maybe it's on one that I didn't see it like you didn't see yesterday. Blackbird's not on there?
No, it's not. It's right. Blackbird.
Yeah, Blackbird's one of I actually didn't go on my list because I was sure. I said, oh, this has to be a mistake. This has to be on there.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Yeah, so Blackbird was one of mine. Good Day Sunshine. Love it.
Another one.
And the one I was talking about before that I thought was on Ernie's list, one of my favorites off Abbey Road, I Want You. She's So Heavy. It's so beefy, that song. It's so good.
Did you ever hear the end of Motley Crue's Slice of Your Pie?
I'm trying to think. Is that why? Is it on there?
It's I Want You. It's She's So Heavy. It's
really?
Exactly the same for a full minute. The end of Slice of Your Pie by Motley Crue.
And they also covered Helter Skelter. Goes to show you how heavy of a song it is, right?
Oh my God.
Oh, wow.
Wow. It's exact.
And that goes on for over a minute.
That's wild.
Crazy.
Hmm.
Yeah, great. I mean, great picks. Just out of curiosity, I know we're like an hour in already. What's your top? I mean,
Go,
this
go.
might be another episode anyway, but what's your, just out of curiosity, what's your top 5 Beatle albums? I mean, this can't be a whole episode because there'll be so many duplicate picks. I'm just curious, what would be your top 5?
Man, I it's for some reason I love Abbey Road, and I don't know why. I mean,
Oh my God, why? Because it's great.
yeah, but there's I think if you ask most Beatle fans, they'll tell you Rubber Soul, or they'll tell you even a lot of the White Album. But there's something about Abbey Road, I don't know. Come Together, right? Hello Goodbye's on there. Like there's just some really just good songs on there. I don't know. What about you guys? Obviously, you Rubber Soul, right? Ernie, Let It Be album.
What's your top 5 Beatle records, Ern? In order.
My number 1 would be Revolver. 2 would be Abbey Road. 3 is Rubber Soul. 4 is A Hard Day's Night.
Oh yeah.
Number 5, I gotta think about my number 5.
No Sgt Pepper?
Maybe Sgt Pepper. I got the maybe.
So now, isn't it interesting that most of us would put Sgt. Pepper down below in the count, and yet commercially it's when people think the Beatles, they think Sgt. Pepper usually.
Yeah, but I think Ernie, I hate to give Ernie credit. It's one of the most painful things I do, but he's right. It was such a breakthrough record. Wow. This is, I forget, didn't the Monkees, wasn't there something in the Monkees movie or something, like they just came out and they thought they had the greatest record, and then they heard Sgt. Pepper, and what's the story behind that?
I think that's one of the Beach Boys.
Oh, was it? That's what it was?
Yeah, they're all sitting around congratulating themselves over Pet Sounds, and then somebody brought in like an acetate of Sgt. Pepper before it came out, and everybody was just shut up. Matter of fact, I think what's the story? Brian Wilson, who's the main guy from the Beach Boys, the genius.
Sure.
He had to pull his car over. He was crying so hard the first time he heard Strawberry Fields Forever on the radio.
Wow.
He had to pull his car over. He was crying so much listening to it.
So again, I mean, maybe we overlook it because, it's not our generation. Obviously, none of us were even born when it came out. But, I agree. To me, it's if it even makes my top 5, it would be number 5. My 5 would be Rubber Soul, Abbey Road, Revolver, Help, and then maybe Sgt. Pepper. I'm really fond of Let It Be, so it would be a toss up of one of those.
Let It Be is way down. It could be my absolute bottom.
Wow. Well, you're my absolute bottom.
Beatles for Sale is way down there too.
Yeah, I was listening to that today. It's okay.
It's compared to the others. It's
what's right before Help? Is it Hard Day's Night, or what's the something in between?
Isn't it Please Me, or
right?
No, Please Me is first, right?
Is it?
Please Me is the first record, right?
Please Me is the first one, right? Then it's Beatles for Sale. Then it's A Hard Day's Night. I think, right? Isn't that?
A Hard Day's Night came out before Beatles for Sale, I think.
So you're saying Hard Day's Night, Beatles for Sale, Help?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's an album between Please Me and Hard Day's Night.
Meet the Beatles, right?
Oh, right.
With the Beatles, I think.
Meet the Beatles, right?
I think it was called Meet the Beatles in America.
Oh, okay.
It really was With the Beatles.
Gotcha.
Who knows? America kept repackaging the albums.
Yeah, I mean, again, even that stuff, like the UK stuff with the singles and all that stuff. I know the American versions of the releases, and I don't know a lot of the BBC stuff, and which is all different, and I don't know a lot of those rare takes on a lot of these songs. I know the main records. I'm a huge fan of all the main records, but all that other stuff, not that I never got into. I didn't have access to it when I started getting into the Beatles, and then I just never went back to it. I don't want to hear alternate takes of my favorite songs. I want to hear my favorite songs.
Yeah.
Can I recommend something to the listeners out there?
Yes.
Go for it.
The Ringo album from 1973.
Really?
Trust me on this one. And it is a secret Beatles album because they're all on it.
I will tell you, is it better than All Things Must Pass? God, that's an amazing record.
It's more concise.
Yeah, I agree. All Things Must Pass. If you make it one album, it's better.
Okay, but it's not. It's a
Right.
monster. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a monster.
Ringo with just 10 songs, and every song is so listenable. It's a Beatles album. Every Beatle, all 4 of them is on that album.
Wow, is that the first release after they broke up? No, right?
No, 1973.
Yeah, I don't know it that well. I got to go back and listen to it.
Yeah, I don't know it that well either. It's been ages since I listened to the George Harrison album.
Oh my God, that record is so good. Oh.
Yeah, but everybody, the whole world knows the George Harrison one.
Right? No one really.
No, but I don't. You're obviously people know it more than the Ringo record, but I think that a George Harrison record people don't know as well as you think. Beatle fans know it, but I think the average music fan doesn't know All Things Must Pass.
It had 2 top 10 hits, and one of them was a monster worldwide #1.
My Sweet Lord?
Yeah.
What was the other one?
He got sued for What Is Life?
Oh yeah. Oh my God, such a good song.
Yeah, he got sued for that one, right?
He got sued for My Sweet Lord.
Yeah.
And he lost too. What was the song they said he ripped off?
He's So Fine from the Chiffons.
Yeah. Wah Wah on there. Isn't it a pity? Oh my God, there's so many good songs on that record.
Isn't It a Pity? It's a good song.
Oh God.
I also like Hear Me Lord.
Oh, so good. All right, boys, this was a good one. Beatles, you can't go wrong. I can't believe, again, Steve ruined I Need You. I thought for sure that was my ace in the hole. Nobody knows that freaking song. Whenever I mention it to a Beatle fan, they don't know it.
I knew you knew it. That's why I put it lower in the count. They probably would have been like #2 or #1 for me as well.
And this is why you'll never be back on the show.
First and only appearance.
Everyone, say goodbye to Steve. He'll never be back. Seriously, guys, this is a great episode.
Thanks,
please send us your picks over at top5withjoeycassata@gmail.com. We want to hear your top 5 Beatles songs. Same rules that we had. No #1s. No other songs on Ernie's list. What were they again, Ern?
Strawberry Fields Forever. While My Guitar Gently Weeps.
Norwegian
Wood.
Wood.
Her Standing There. Norwegian Wood. In My Life. A Day in the Life. How much is that?
6.
Crap, there's one more. I gotta look it up.
It's all right. So same rules. Send us your top 5. We'd love to hear your stuff. Do you have the same picks as us? I'm sure there are so many different picks out there. So please send us your list. Let us know what you think of our lists. Let us know what you think of Steve's picks, even though he stole my I Need You. Did you find it, Ern? What is it?
Twist and Shout.
Oh, yeah, Twist
and Shout. But they didn't even write that, though, right? That's
not their song, right?
Yeah, it's
Ernie, any last words? What do you got?
Go get the Ringo album.
I'm going to listen to it right now.
It's dynamite. You're going to love it.
Steve, we're going to have you back as soon as we can dig Brendan up.
Yep.
And we can literally dig him up and we can get him on. And we're going to have the Playground 30th anniversary reunion show. We're going to talk about our top 5 Playground moments, which is going to be...
You won't want to miss that episode.
Oh, it's going to be epic. DeVito's bass throw is going to be on all of our lists. I know that. Any last words, Steve? Where can they find you online? Where can they hear some of your music? Plug your stuff.
Oh, wow. You know what? As of right now, I am in the process of rebranding my myself and my musical repertoire. Ooh. Because you can never rebrand your repertoire too often.
Ernie, say repertoire.
Repertoire.
So as of right now, I'm dry, man. But I will. By the time the Playground reunion rolls around, I'll have something up. Hopefully, we'll see.
Steve's being modest. He's got a lot of great CDs out there. I'm not sure why he doesn't want to plug them, but I'll put some links in this episode for some of Steve's stuff.
No, you called me off guard with that one. I appreciate that.
I can edit it in. Put it in. If you want to plug, do it.
All right. Oh God, I got nothing, Joe.
Where's your stuff? It's not your stuff's on iTunes, isn't it? Where is it?
Yeah.
Steve missed the self-promotion. Look at him.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on.
Let me.
Greek, come on, we got thousands of people listening to this. You never know.
All
I guess you
over
can.
the world.
Yeah,
We got Australians.
Let me get back to you on it, man. I'll you can post up a link. I'll dig up something and you can get back to me on it.
All right. I will post Steve's stuff on here. But for now, that's it. Send us your emails, top5withjoeycassata@gmail.com. And we'll see you next week.
Thanks,
Later,
guys.
boys.
Later.